Mina singamano, nasika you, sikasukana tino, nasika you, mina singamano. Jouez, 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 jouez ma vie, forever. Jouez, 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 jouez ma vie,
it take to get a op back. All my niggas outside, steak, bitch, we out back.
Salute everybody. Salute. Welcome to the show tonight. And I'm the official urban therapist. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and thank y'all so much for enjoying the pre-show like usual. Some people love to talk about my pre-show. I'm not gonna say no names. My boy Trey. My bad. I was choking. My bad. My boy Trey. But some people like to talk about my pre-show, but I love my pre-show. I love my pre-show because I love being unique and I love being different. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed the pre-show, as I do, like always. But salute to everyone who are tuning in for tonight's show. And I do see Money Boy Trey in the chat. Sri Rita, I see you. My lovely co-host is here as well too. I see you in the chat as well. B Nicole, salute. See you in the chat as well too. And everyone else who are tuning in. I think PMP dropped. PMP could drop in briefly, but I'm pretty sure he may be here a little later as well too. But like I say, salute to everyone today. All right. Now, today on show, it's going to be another one of these interesting topics that I want to talk to y'all about tonight. This is another one of these topics that I've been researching about. Now, last night's show, I was telling y'all about the SYMB, right? So I was talking about that, and I was giving y'all my perspective about that. So you can say that today's show is a continuation of talking about that, but instead of us focusing on the perspective of black men leaving black women, I want to focus on this another narrative that's been circulated right now. This other narrative that's been circulated right now is that black women feel like that they're not being protected by black men. Once again, black women feel like they're not protected by black men. So on tonight's episode, I want to dive into this, okay? I want to what I'm going to do, I'm going to share with y'all different perspective. This is going to come from different women from TikTok, right? As they express their concerns about why they feel that they're not protected by black men. Of course, I'm gonna give my perspective about what they're saying. Absolutely, I am. And we're gonna have a conversation about this. And also, you who are tuning in right now, you who are listening, you who are in the chat right now, I want to hear y'all perspective as well too. A matter of fact, earlier today, I have posted on my community wall asking women, preferably black women, do they feel protected by black men? There were several different women who commented on there. One of the women who had commented on there was Miss Indy. Miss Indy, she had left an interesting perspective about why she feel that she's not being protected by black men. Therefore, that led to the discussion that Miss Indy wants to actually come up and have a panel discussion by request. So as soon as Miss Indy get to her destination safe, I will invite her up. And as a matter of fact, not only I'm gonna invite her up and have this conversation with her, but I'm gonna invite whoever else want to come up as well too to have this conversation and dialogue about this topic. Now, when we have this conversation, let me lay down the foundation of this, okay? When we have this conversation, y'all, this ain't about trolling each other. This ain't about trying to cyberbully each other, anything like that. The whole purpose of this discussion is that we're trying to figure out the problem by discussing the problem so we could come up with a reasonable solution about the problem that we're dealing with in this particular situation where black women feel like they're not being protected by black men. Okay, so we're here to have the conversation. We're here to have the conversation. We're here to have the dialogue. So we could come up with a reasonable conclusion. Even if the one reasonable conclusion comes up with that we agree with each other or we disagree with each other or agree to disagree. But long as we have the conversation respectably, okay, that's what matters. And I will strictly enforce that as well too, because once again, y'all know that I'm part of this anti-cyberbullying campaign. All right, meaning that I am zero tolerance with cyberbullying. Okay, so if I invite you up to the panel and you're on this panel, we're having a conversation, right? And I feel that this conversation is going towards what's cyberbullying people while they're giving their perspective. I'm gonna give you just one warning, and that's it. Like, hey, got to tone it down. See, like you cyberbullying. If you do not respect that, I will kick you off the panel and block you right then and there. It don't matter if I'm cool with you or not. I will absolutely kick you off the panel and block you because, just like I say, one of the biggest things that another big thing that I didn't see so far dealing with cyberbullying and beefing is that the actual host, right? Let me say this again: the actual hosts who are hosting their shows, right, or the content creator who are hosting their shows, right. I had noticed that they don't take control of their shows, meaning that they'll allow whatever the hell goes on, goes on. They'll allow whatever people say it. But me, I'm different. I'm zero tolerance and I'm not going to tolerate cyberbullying. If you're speaking your perspective and you're speaking in a way where you express yourself, some people want to articulate themselves where, they use cuss words or profanity. That's fine. As long as it's not used to in a derogatory way where you're being disrespectful to the people who are up here or they're being disrespectful to you. If that be the case, then yeah, that is zero tolerance. I'm not going to tolerate that, period. So by me observing this, that's why I learned about content creators who allow people up on their panel that they don't take control of their panels. There are many reasons why they do that. One of the bigger reasons why that I didn't observe why they do this is because at the end of the day, they be wanting that content. They be wanting that drama. Because they feel like when people be up here arguing and fussing and disrespecting each other, it raises up their views. Me, I'm different from that. I'm zero tolerance on that, period. And I'm not capping with y'all. I'm not lying with y'all. I'm dead serious with this, okay? Because I want my shows to be a safe space where people could come up and express themselves about the topic at hand. And one other thing too, why I just thought about this, right? Even if let's say a person were to come up on my panel, right? If you start veering away and start talking about something that we're not talking about, like say for example, we're talking about this subject about why Black women don't feel protected, right? You start talking about something that's totally contrary to what we're talking about you had a beef with somebody, you trying to come up and resolve your beef with that person. No, that is not going to happen. I will immediately kick you off the panel because my show is not about that. I'm not going to sit up there and let y'all, have at it. I'm not going to do that. No. We up here for one purpose only, for this particular topic. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. If I see it's veering off to that way, I'm kicking you off the panel. Zero tolerance. Period. Because in order for this to stop, I believe that it's the content creator who allow people on that panel to take control of their shows if that's what they want to do. Once again, I believe that it's the content creator responsibility to take control of their shows. That's if that's what they want. Now, it's a totally different story. If that's not what they want, then they want to drama. If that's what they want, then that's what they want. I can't control your shows, but mine's, like I say, zero tolerance, period. And I'm dead serious about that too. Other than that, y'all, Other than that, y'all, let's go ahead and jump into this topic. All right. So this just like I say, this topic is kind of a continuation where I was talking about yesterday, right? And so so I had found out that many black women feel that they're not being protected by black men. Now I found out that the reason why is because different situations. First of all, they'll say in different situations, such as um, the black man is not being a man. They said that the black man isn't stepping up and protecting them from other situations, so as for example the system or different things like that. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm going to do, I'm going to share with y'all TikTok, all right? And there's going to be different women on TikTok. They're going to be expressing themselves, expressing the reason why they feel like they're not being protected. All right, so we're gonna jump into this. All right, but hold up. I see y'all in the chat. Let me address this bullying in the chat real quick while y'all want over here tripping. George chit chat talking about Papa Urban Day, man. Nah, I'm for real. Like I'm serious. I'm dead serious with y'all on this for real. You know what I'm saying? I'm dead serious. Moneyboy Trey say, "Preach, Mr. Urban." But like I said, I'm dead serious for real. Lay it down, Urban. Yes, I'm dead serious about it for real. Sweet Rita said, "Can I bully your headscarf before the show start, please?" Go ahead, Sweet Rita. Go ahead. Get it out. Get it out. Get it all out before we start. Because once when I start, I'm not gonna be paying attention to you. You know how I am. Go ahead. Just lay it on me. Get out your system right now. Go ahead. Lay it on me. Because once when I start, I'm not gonna be paying attention to you. You know how I am, Sweet Rita. Then Joyce said, Joyce said, "Don't come in this store asking for nothing." Zero tolerance. I ain't playing. The fuck? I know it. Yeah, I know, Joy. I know. But let me go ahead. Let me go ahead. You didn't even do nothing, Sweet Rita. I thought you was really going to try to roast me. I thought that's what she was going to try to do, but apparently not. Okay. If that's all you got, okay. It's fine with me. Let's start. So she got that out of her system. All right. So let me go ahead and share this on TikTok, which I real quick. That's not TikTok, by the way. But let me go ahead and share this on TikTok, which y'all real quick. All right. That's actually my stream, y'all. But I'm going to let me switch this over. There we go. All right. So here's a couple of things that are going on TikTok right now. All right. So I get over there. What the hell? Hold up, y'all. You activate my mirror in. Okay. Oh, hold up. Let me change this real quick. I gotta change my preference real quick on here. Y'all know how I am. I'm super bougie, y'all. I'm set up here using my my iPad too to screen mirror. So give me a second. No, I want to mirror. All right. Cool. Got that done. Let me get TikTok. Well, forget it. We're just do this for right now. Okay. All right. So let's listen to this first lady and her perspective about why she feel like black men is not being protected, right? Let's go. And y'all can't hear nothing. Y'all cannot hear nothing. Okay, y'all. Lord Jesus Christ. Here we go with this debacle. Give me a second, y'all. God dang it. Do, 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 do. I know what I could do. I know how I could fix this. Give me a second. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Y'all seen all the places I've been to so far? Okie dokie. Right. Let me pull up TikTok real quick on my phone. On my mobile device. Turn this on. mm, mm, mm. Do, 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 do. Ready? Go back here. Do this. All right. There we go. Now, let's try this again.
Black women are the most feminist. By and large, we overwhelmingly vote for feminist policies. And under a feminist framework, men and women are equal. They should have, equal opportunities, equal access to jobs, to pay, to positions of power, things of that nature. Men and women are essentially to be put on an equal framework. Now, under that, why would you need protection from somebody that you are equal to? Why would you need protection to somebody who is essentially equivalent to you? That will be considered misogynist. That will be considered disrespectful to a woman's ability to maintain and protect herself. And so we have to be honest about the fact that this is the kind of culture or framework that we did create. And now, fast forward decades later, where things are a lot more feminist than ever, and women do have a lot of opportunities, and they are put in positions to compete with men. Now it creates this complicated framework in relationships. But here is the bigger picture. The reason that we are not protected as Black women is because we voted that we didn't need protection. By coming into agreement with some of those different laws, and by again putting us in positions to be more and more equal or equivalent standing with men, we in essence said we're the same. We are just as capable of doing all these things. And so again, I ask you the question: if you are able or capable, why then ask for protection from the very men that you are equal to? And this is why, under this framework, this is why under the current structure, we cannot expect for a community or collective of Black women that we have essentially said that we are just as equal to. We can't expect them to now operate under a traditional framework. We are now under a modern setup. Apart from maybe a husband or a family or maybe a close-knit community, that community framework that we're looking for, it doesn't really work or operate under this, capitalistic, individualistic, feminist structure that we currently have today. And I think this is just something that we're going to have to reckon with.
All right. So, first of all, this young lady, her perspective is this. Her perspective is that the reason why Black women feel like they're not being protected is because of the system itself, meaning that the system had established where Black women have fell into the category of being part of this feminist movement. Okay, and part of the feminist movement states that the Black woman or women period should be independent of their counterparts, which is the Black man. They're saying that you shouldn't rely on the Black man for anything. You should be independent. You should be able to attain your sense of survival without relying on a Black man to protect you. You should be well capable of protecting yourself through your career path, and or you should also be able to protect yourself in other ways, such as learning weapons training or any other these different things that a man is capable of doing. So that is her particular stance on why Black women say that they're not protected, and she's giving her perspective about The why. All right. So let's view this other lady's perspective. All right. And her perspective is gonna be very interesting, y'all. Want y'all to hear this, all right?
So I'm at Urban Air, Mint Hill, Urban Air Trampoline Park at Mint Hill. So basically there were two tables sitting right here. And I have my two children sitting here.
Now, real quick, y'all, real quick. I'm not trying to throw shades at Psychology Eats, right? But don't she kind of sound like Psychology Eats a little bit? But I guarantee this is not Psychology Eats, right? But don't she sound like her a little bit on the cool though?
Here. So a black guy walked up in my face and yelled at me. Mind you, I had been sitting here for 3 hours. Mind you, I had been sitting here for 2 hours. So basically, he walked up in my face and started yelling at me. Those two tables were moved right here. And mind you, I just needed an extra chair. And I walked up to his friend and I said, please don't take the extra chair. So he yelled in my face. And there's a black woman security guard walking around here. So because he yelled in my face, and I'm out here by myself, and I'm a single black woman, I basically called the police. So mind you, I suffer from anxiety, PTSD, and anxiety, depression, and PTSD.
Okay, real quick, y'all. Real quick, also. I want to say yes, she do. But I guarantee this is not Psychology Eats, y'all. I guarantee it's not her. But I want y'all to hear the real underlying reason why she's saying this, okay? All right. I want y'all to hear this, okay? Really, really hear this, okay? Go ahead.
So they basically let his butt stay here. So I called Mint Hill Police. So because me being a black woman, they didn't remove him. The owner is a white man walking around here, and they allow him to stay, I guess because he got his dick in a white woman.
Appreciate you coming to my house.
So basically, women are not protected out here at Urban Air Mint Hill. Black women are not protected out here, and they basically let him stay here after he got up in my face and cursed me out. Mind you, over a chair that I had been sitting out here. And mind you, I'm a member and I've been paying for a whole year. And so they let him still stay out here and intimidate me, laughing in my face with his white woman. And the cops that came out here, they did not arrest.
Now, did y'all just hear what she said, right? See, the issue with this, it's not the point that black women, she feel like that she's not being protected by black men because of this situation. The real underlying issue is that she feel like she's not being protected because the very black men that confronted her about a chair at Urban Air, right? That very black man, right, is dating a white woman. That is her issue. That is the underlying issue, what she just said, right? That is her underlying issue.
Let him still stay out here and intimidate me, laughing in my face with his white woman. And the cops that came out here, they did not arrest him. So I want you guys to know, Urban Air Trampoline Park, Mint Hill, North Carolina, black women are not protected. Basically, a black man can come in your face and curse you out. And even though you call the cops on him, the cops let him stay out here because his dick is in a white woman.
As y'all can see, again, her underlying issue is not the one situation. Her underlying issue is that she has a problem with this black man dating a white woman. That is her issue. That's her underlying issue. It don't have nothing to do with the situation. It has everything to do because she see him with a white woman. All right.
Basically, a black man can come in your face and curse you out. And even though you call the cops on him, the cops let him stay out here because his dick is in a white woman. So do not come out here by yourself. Thank you, TikTok.
Now, if y'all not familiar about Urban Air, I don't know if y'all familiar about this place, but what Urban Air is, it's basically a trampoline park, all right? It's a indoor trampoline park where the kids go to. They just bounce around all over the place on these trampolines. We have several Urban Airs over here in Texas. I actually take the kids to Urban Air as often as we can, you know what I'm saying? But it's a pretty cool place, you know what I'm saying? But that's what she was at. She was at Urban Air. And so she was, like I say, her whole issue wasn't the whole point that they was arguing over a chair, and she was the one who called the local authorities on him. Her whole point was that he was with a white woman. So she felt like that black women are not being protected because black men decide to divest from being with black women and date white women. So question, let me ask y'all this question. Is this the reason why y'all feel, black women, is this the reason why that y'all feel that y'all not being protected is because black men is divesting and now dating other women other than black women, which is white women or any other type of woman that is not black? Is that one of the reasons why y'all feel that y'all are not being protected by black men? Let me know in the chat. And I'm going to drop the link too. I'm going to drop the link too. Miss Cindy, I seen you in the chat too. Let me know when you made it in too. I dropped the link, all right? Let me know when you made it in. All right, so here's another scenario too. All right, now this scenario that I'm going to play next, Gabe, salute, bro. This scenario that I'm going to play next, this is going to talk about the therapist that I had did a review on a couple of weeks ago. All right, so let's go.
The therapist who said black men need therapy.
Hello, it's your friendly neighborhood therapist who thought she could save these hoes, but got her job terminated.
So this is what we mean when we say that black women have no protection. This is a black woman who is a therapist who said on social media that black men needed therapy. Now she's a therapist who said black men need therapy. And black men responded by not only finding out who her employer was and contacting her employer and getting her fired, but by also leaking on social media her full name and her address. This is what we mean when we say that black women have no protection. Black women have no community. Where is the community in this? How does this serve the community? Telling black men they need therapy? Having a therapist say that helps the community. But how does getting her fired help the community? How?
Okay, so I don't know if y'all aware of this, but y'all have to go back and see my review on the video that I did about this therapist, all right? But it wasn't black men who doxed her, okay? It wasn't the black men who doxed her. It was actually their very own sister who doxed her. It was a black woman who actually doxed the therapist and ended up calling her job and all the stuff there and got her terminated. It had nothing to do with the black men, all right? But even with her issue right here, this particular person issue right here, once again, she is saying that black women is not being protected right because she feel that black men should condone the behavior of the black woman, which in this case, just like I say, I did a review on this therapist and y'all seen her behavior on TikTok. She was going around prancing, she wasn't wearing a bra, all this stuff there, cussing and being unprofessional on her platform, talking down on black men. But at the same time, her ideology, this particular woman ideology, she want black men to protect this woman, even though she's talking down on black men. So my question to this situation, how do that make sense? And why would you expect black men to want to protect you when you're talking down on the very black men that you expect for them to protect you? That's my question on that. All right. So
Hello.
let's continue. Expecting for this dude to say something, but he just looking like a simp at this point. But we got others, y'all. Here we go.
I feel compelled to tell this little story right now. Black women, protect yourself at all costs, because there's a shortage of men that will even ask if you're okay after a situation happens. I was sitting in my spot, watching the tree line, watching the clouds, listening to my music before I go to work. I spent 3 hours yesterday washing my car. And the tree cutters come, and they're cutting the trees beside me, and I'm like, wow, just watching them do their work. And then I hear the leaf blower. He's coming from the tree line, and he's blowing everything up onto where I'm parked at and where other cars are parked at. So my car gets hit first, and it gets covered with dirt, debris, trash, everything. So I beat the horn for him to stop, and he doesn't stop. He continues to do it. And I beat the horn again, and I'm laying on the horn, and I'm looking at him. He looks at me, and he laughs. And then he turns the leaf blower the other way. I instantly got enraged, but professionally. I got out. I said, "Where's your boss? I need to speak to your boss." No English. Bitch, you know what the fuck I said. Go get your boss. So the tree guy is standing there smiling. Just smiling at by the trash can. I'm like, what? So then I see two other men with the same work crew, same shirts, coming towards me. And then they start walking towards me. Whole time there's a black man sitting in the work van beside my car, watching, never got out. So I'm like, oh, this what we won't do? Bet. I go to my car, I grab my fucking steel bat. I get out the car, and I said, I want someone to go get their fucking boss before I start swinging. So back the fuck up away from me, back the fuck up away from my car, and go get your boss. They go get the boss. He asked me what's wrong, what happened. I told him, I showed him. He was like, oh gosh, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, let me give you money. First he said, let me follow you so I can wash your car. I said, bitch, you ain't touching my shit. Run your pockets, bro. Right now. All of you, run your pockets. So, they gave me $25 to wash my car. Well, he gave me $25, apologize or whatever.
Hold up, what the hell? So she basically robbed them, bro. Did y'all catch that? She actually robbed them. She pulled out a weapon and demanded money. That is a robbery, bro. That is a robbery. This woman here straight up robbed them for real. Like, what the hell? What the hell? But let's continue.
Asked me if I could move my car so the guy can continue blowing the leaves into the tree line, which is what he was supposed to do in the first place. I got in my car, and I looked over at the black guy, and he wouldn't even look at me. This pussy wouldn't even look at me. He didn't even ask me if I was okay, nothing. So I called somebody, and they were like, it wasn't his fight. It wasn't his job to get out and assist you. You're right. Right. But not even to ask if I was okay.
Okay, so this next situation, right, that she's talking about. Now, do y'all feel that her perspective is valid in a situation dealing with she feel like that she's not being protected by black men? Do y'all feel her situation is valid? Now, let's kind of analyze what she was talking about just a little bit, okay? First of all, she said that she was sitting in her car, right, minding her own business. Her car is parked just like every other vehicle, right? And so the more than likely, it's a leaf blowing company that is hired by the city to maintain yard maintenance with the properties and stuff, right? So they came by doing yard work. And so the dude came by with the leaf blower, and he was just doing his job. And so He was blowing the debris and stuff on, not only on her vehicle, but he was doing that on everybody's vehicle. Now, one thing about this situation is that, from my experience, they don't show no respect to persons. They just gonna blow the leaves whatever. They're gonna blow their debris wherever it needs to go. All right. I remember times where I was parked at a public place as well too, right? Doing the same thing. They turned on the deblower, they start blowing. They blowing leaves and they flew on my car. I didn't get mad about it. I didn't get upset about it. I didn't get an attitude about it. I just looked at them. They looked at me. I gave him a nod. They gave me a nod back, what's up, and went on about their business. And guess what I did? I went on, left from that place, to my car, to the car wash, and washed my car. Simple. But in her situation, for some reason, she felt that this was an ultimate sign of disrespect. So she felt compelled to do something about it. So here it is, this woman, right? I hate to say this black woman decided to exercise her independent mentality, right? To try to check this dude about the job that he's doing. And when she didn't get the results that she was looking for, she said it herself that she got enraged. Then, in the process of her getting enraged about something that's as petty as debris blowing on her car, right? She was looking around to see if any black person, or preferably black men, was around to assist her while she acting out, quote unquote, ghetto or enraged or whatever the case may be, so they could condone her behavior. When she didn't get that, she said that she got out her vehicle, she pulled out a bat. Why in the hell she got a bat in the vehicle, I have absolutely no idea, but she pulled out a bat and said, run them pockets. Literally rob them dudes. They turn around and send a couple of black dudes right there and expect for them black dudes to step up and protect her from that. So I ask y'all this question again. Do y'all feel that her particular situation is valid? Do y'all feel that that black man should have just got out? That black man should have approached them and said, "Hey, you shouldn't blow your leaves or your debris on that black queen car. You need to stop blowing your leaves or debris on that black queen car, or it's gonna be trouble." Do y'all feel like that's what the black man should have did in this situation? But let us continue. And once again, I'm going to open up the panel to y'all. I'm going to open up the panel as well too. But here's another situation. Now, this situation, let's listen to old boy. I actually listened to him. Let's listen to his perspective about this too.
How about y'all check y'allself?
Black men are not protecting black women.
Instead of you black women jumping on here, making these videos, coming at black men, disrespecting black men, how about y'all check y'allself? How about y'all check y'allself, man? For real, for real. I'm not going to go hard. I'm not going to go as hard as I want to go. And I'm going to tell you why. I want to be part of the solution. You know what I'm saying? I want to be part of the solution. So I'm not going to say...
I know what y'all thinking too. I know y'all thinking like, man, why in the hell this nigga want to dress like Frozone on the Incredibles? Why the hell this dude dressed like Frozone on the Incredibles? It called himself Mr. KT. What the hell? but give him the benefit of the doubt. Give him the benefit of the doubt, y'all. Go ahead, Frozone.
Things that are true, very true, but it's not going to help. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to help the situation. So I'm just going to say, black women out there, right? Why don't you start having conversations with black men, okay? Respectful conversations. Black men, start having respectful conversations with black women, and let's get this thing in order. You know what I'm saying? I really want to be part of the solution.
All right, that's another situation. All right, let's hear her.
First things first. If you come on this post saying anything negative, you are a part of the problem. And I do not give a fuck about how you feel. As a proud, and I do mean proud black woman, I love black men with everything I have in me. But it saddens me to say that they don't love me back. I do not feel protected physically, financially, spiritually, mentally, or emotionally by my own kind. I can count on one hand, outside of my blood family members, and have 3 fingers left over, by how many black men I could call right now and they would come through for me. The shitty part about it is they don't even live in the same state as me. Well, one of them does. As much as I love my own black men, they do not love me back. I stay giving myself to my kind, to my race, only to be shitted on by the very thing that I love. I'm not even mad about it anymore. I'm not sad about it. I'm numb to it. Because I should be able to feel good about feeling good and knowing I deserve something good. But it sucks that every time I try to love and give myself to yet what another black man, I have to feel like, oh shit, I gotta watch my back. I gotta protect myself. I gotta have this wall up. And as hard as I try to do that, I let it down because that naturally I'm a lover, I'm a giver, I'm a provider. But in my 33 years of living, like I said, I can count on one hand how many men, black men, because that's all I've ever been with, have come through for me and not feeling like they need anything in return. I have been disrespected, slandered, beat, and sexually assaulted by my own kind. Yeah, you heard me right. And I'm done protecting what don't protect me. So take what you want from that information. And again, if this doesn't pull at your heartstrings and make you help your fellow black men who you know are part of the problem, you too are a part of the problem. And I don't care how you feel about it. I said what I said. Do what you want with that information.
All right. So now her let's analyze her perspective about this, okay? Now, to be honest with y'all, to be very fair, she actually, honestly, truthfully, has a very valid reason to feel how the way she feeling about not being protected by black men. All right. She really do. Now, based on her perspective, based on what she done personally been through, she said that she's been beaten by the black man that she decided to be in relationship with. She has been sexually assaulted by certain black men. I don't know if she was in a relationship with them or not. She didn't give detail about that and all these different other situations. Now, just like I say, her particular situation is valid. But however, the only thing about that is that when a person does this right, when they enter into that space saying that this is the whole narrative for all black men, where you're not generalizing that every black man is failing her because of the situation that she's been through, then that raises a red flag, because we all obviously know that not every black man is like this. Not every black man have that mentality that they want to do these things to black women. Okay? That's the only thing about it. And I heard not only her story, but I heard different other women who share the same type of story as well too, dealing with the same type of situation, and their story lines up the same. is parallel. But just like I say, even though that they have dealt with this particular experience with this particular black man or black men that they're choosing to be with, that doesn't mean that this whole narrative is that every black men are like this. It's unfair to generalize that every black man is like that. That's like a black man saying that every black woman is a bitch or every black woman is a hoe. This is like making a generalization when we know, obviously, that is not true. You know what I'm saying? But that's the only part that I will have to have pushback on with this situation. But other than the other part, truthfully, what she's saying, that situation, I can understand why she feel the way that she's feeling on it. All right? So, let's see. Racist attack, whatever. Black woman. Yeah, let's go look at this.
I walked into the gas station. He came in after me and was just like ranting and raving about y'all's kind and y'all need to go back and all this other stuff.
While she was buying gas at the counter, she says the man was making racial remarks and was standing close to her, so she asked for some space.
And he didn't back up. I told him like, I could just call my dad or whatever. He was telling me like he had his gun in his car. So at that point I felt threatened. And then he put his beers on the counter in front of my stuff and I slid them over. And at that point, that's when he started.
To say that I'm outraged about these still frame photos is an understatement. If you want to see the full video, go to D.L. Hughley's page on Instagram. It's hard to watch. But what's even worse is a black male who watched and did nothing. And I circled him in red. Black women are not protected, not even by our own brothers. And if it's not you, there's no need to comment. But this was brutal. She was assaulted by a racist. Just out of the blue. They are hunting us. We were in the middle of a race war.
Hold on. Wait a minute. What the hell? Who's hunting us? Let's start off with that first. Who in the hell is hunting us? Are we being hunted? Are we what? Are we prey? Who's hunting us? What are you talking about, bro? Nobody is hunting nobody. What are you saying? That's the first thing. I'm gonna show you my other perspective too, but I'm gonna let him finish real quick. Go ahead, bro.
And you guys don't even know it because you would rather argue about Kevin Samuels. I'm not doing it. Show me how you would have reacted to this. I want to know. Ladies, please get your carry and conceal. Go to the gun range. Because this would have been self-defense if you would have clonked his ass. See, it couldn't be my daughter. It couldn't be my niece. It couldn't be my sister.
All right, so let's say in this video. All right, so let me ask this a hypothetical question, okay? Let me ask this a hypothetical question, okay? Based on this situation, all right? Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, right? The same black dude that he said he highlighted right or circled in red right, the same dude that he said that didn't do nothing to protect this woman, which, first of all, we don't even know the situation, all right? But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, this black man were to go and protect this woman that he don't even know, right? He were to go ahead and protect her, right? Let's say, hypothetically speaking, this white man had got so enraged that he had went to his truck, pulled out a gun, and shot this dude dead. Now, my question is this. Would that same black woman will go back and help his family pay for his own funeral expense? Due to that, he risked his life to save her. That he literally sacrificed his life with a woman that he don't even know to save her. And now this dude is dead, and she don't know if this dude had a family or not. But what if this dude had a family? What if he had a wife? What if he had children? What if he was just a single father? And this dude gave his life, sacrificed his life to protect this black woman. My question is this: would that black woman would go and help pay for his expense, his funeral expense? Or would she do what the typical Negro would do, which is just start a GoFundMe? Oh man, he protected me. I'm just going to start a GoFundMe and hope that works. Would that same black woman would be woman enough to go up to that man, wife, or significant other or family and let them know that this dude sacrificed himself to protect a black woman that he don't even know? I'm just asking this question because this is another scenario where I want to challenge critical thinking as well too. Because when you're dealing with situations, especially dealing with race, or as this man is talking about some type of race war, talking about we're being hunted by white people, wherever the hell he's talking about, right? I just want to use critical thinking and just really think about the situation logically. Let's flip the script. Let's flip the script, okay? Let's think deeper about this. What if in this same situation, right? In this same situation, what if that same white dude was being aggressive to the black man, and that black woman was sitting there? Would she risk her life to protect that black man? Would she stand ahead of the dude said, no, I'm going to protect my black king? Would she do that? Or would she just stand there? Would she just stand there, y'all? That's my question.
Seconds. It was.
But let's go. I'm going to show one more of these. Then after this, I'm going to open up the panel, y'all. All right. I will show this ghetto crap, but yeah, I'm going to show this ghetto crap. I'm going to show this ghetto-ness. Now, this is another one, black woman saying that everybody talking about, what it's like to be a black woman, and this is the resorts behind that. All right, real quick.
Everybody want to know what it's like being a black woman. Everybody want to know what it.
Well, I'm definitely not going to be monetized. But then again, this is what we're dealing with. But these are the same type of women that say that they want black men to protect them. Okay. All right. So I have showed y'all on different scenarios and stuff, right? I showed y'all different scenarios about why the black woman is saying that they're not feeling protected by the black man. Different situations, different scenarios. Out of the scenarios that I showed y'all, it was only one that I actually said that was very valid in the situation that we're talking about. All right, it was just only one. But all the rest of them, to be honest with y'all, I have to be honest with y'all. All the rest of these situations was due to a emotional response, meaning that in these situations, the woman was being overly emotional, or I would say hypersensitive about a certain situation, and they end up reacting behind it, right? And by them reacting behind it, they expecting the black man to come and protect them due to the choice and behavior that they decided to do. Now, in my personal perspective, if that's what it means for a black man to protect a black woman due to her making emotional decisions, knowing good well that these type of decisions is not going to be detrimental. If that's something that's to make her feel better by herself, then to be honest, I don't see a reason why the black man should protect these type of women. I don't. Now notice why I said these type of women. These type of women. Now that's totally different if the situation is different where you're a black man and you're the head of your household, you up in your leadership role, right? And you're doing everything as a man to provide and to protect your household. That is totally different. Yeah, absolutely, he should be in this role to protect this woman. But negative behavior, just because she's acting ignorant, and you want that man to condone the ignorance, and you want that man to sacrifice that because of your ignorance, so you can feel good about yourself. I don't see the reason why a black man should protect himself like that. Sacrifice his very life, his sacrifice, his pride, sacrifice his life just to make a woman feel good about herself in that moment. I don't see that that's considered as protection. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to open up I'm opening it up now. I want y'all to come up. All right. I want y'all to come up. I want to hear y'all one perspective. I want to hear y'all perspective about this on topic. All right. I want to hear your perspective about women. Women, if preferably black women, if you feel like that you're not being protected by black men, I want you to come up and I want you to express yourself. I want you to not only express yourself, I want to hear the reasoning why. I want to hear the reason why you feel like that black men are not protecting you. Then while you're explaining yourself, I also want you to think about, and not only think about, but I want you to come up with a critical solution that can help resolve the situation, and not just a emotional conclusion about this, not something emotional to make you feel better, but I'm talking about a logical, reasonable solution that's going to help this situation. So I want y'all to come up, but this is open for anyone. Anyone could come up and talk about this situation. You know what I'm saying? Anyone come up, but preferably I want to hear the black woman to come up. I want to hear y'all perspective about this. These are different scenarios that I showed today. Are these scenarios valid? Do you feel like the scenarios that I showed with you is valid and you agree with everything that these women came forth and said, or you don't agree with it? Let me know why, so we can have this conversation, we can have this dialogue, so we could come up with a reasonable solution about this. Because I believe that the only way for this situation to resolve itself is for us to first have the conversation. And while we having the conversation, we listen to each other for understanding, not listen to each other to try to debate a point or to try to make you feel good, but we listen to each other for understanding, so we can understand exactly where we're coming from about this. I want to hear that. I want to hear this from y'all. I want to hear this from y'all. So I invite y'all up. And I just dropped the link, right? Did I? Make sure. No things we trip. Yes, drop. So I dropped the one link, y'all. So I want y'all to come up. I want y'all to come up. Don't be afraid. So we have this conversation, y'all. You say my background looks steamy. Well, You know what? You want to talk about my background, right? You know what? Let me show y'all the power of eCal. There, is that better? Is that better, Matt? Is that better for you? Because I was just blurring out my background. Boy, I tell you, dudes these days, I always want perfection. Russ, salute, bro. Salute, salute. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, then I also want Miss Indy. She said she was gonna come up too. I don't know if she made it home yet, but she said that she was gonna want to come up as well too because she wanted to have a conversation with me about this topic, y'all. Upper onward, salute. Welcome, welcome to my house. Gay said they're perfect. But y'all see the power of eCal. Ooh. eCal could do so much stuff. The power of eCal. But yeah, salute, salute. Welcome to my show. Welcome to my show, y'all. Welcome. Nah, I ain't thinking about Mad. I ain't thinking about him. I ain't studying him because, like I say, I could do anything I want to on this thing. Like, you know what? Like, I do this. Yeah, I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. Why man's up here talking noise? He said he shape shifted. He said he shape shifted. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I can do on eCal. It's a lot of stuff that I can do. It's some stuff that y'all see me do, but there's other stuff I just don't do because I don't see a reason to do unless I'm just on talking noise. But since Mad talking noise right now, that's why I'm doing it. Since he talking noise and stuff. Oh, can I blur myself out like witness protection? I sure the hell can. Watch this. Watch this. I sure can. Watch this. Watch this, Gabe. Can you see me now? Hey, I can blur myself back. So I'm gonna have y'all sold on eCal by the end of the year. Watch. Oh man, y'all, I'm goofy as hell, y'all. Man, I am goofy. Country Thug called me Hollow Man. He said a Hollow Man on them boys. Bro, I haven't seen that movie Hollow Man in a long time, bro. Hollow Man was the movie though, for real though. Hollow Man was the movie. What's that with Kevin Bacon? Yeah, Hollow Man was that was the movie back in the day. Hollow Man. But yeah, they like say, I'm just waiting. Well, whenever y'all want to come up on this panel, y'all can. We have this conversation, y'all. Because that's why I open up. I open it up for y'all so we can have this dialogue. So really calling me silly. Yeah, like I said, I could do virtually anything on here. So I could fully blur this background where you can't see nothing, right? I can do whatever. I could do whatever on here. I could do whatever on here. Miss Indy, salute. I'm doing good. Queen, how you doing? I did not hear that. I hear that. Hold up. I actually got my audio muted where they can't hear you. Well, let me unmute it where they can hear you.
Okay.
All right. All right. Say something now.
Hey, hey.
All right. Yeah. Now they can hear you. They can hear you now.
Oh, okay. I was listening in and out when I got home. I wasn't actually all the way in the chat. I was getting myself together. But from what I heard of the TikToks, um, I do agree with you. Only one of them I actually agreed with, but
Mm-hmm.
it was the man. What was his name? KT, the one with the black rag over his head and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just I just really understood and I was feeling what he was saying. All that other stuff, the women calling the police about, being disrespected by a quote unquote black man. I mean, if that's the case, she should have been offended whether it was a black man, Chinese, or any other men. So I do agree with you on that stance also. That wasn't her issue. Her issue was that he was there with the white woman. So
Mm-hmm.
from what I
Absolutely.
can hear, I was just trying to remember.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that was the main issue with that situation is that I don't know if she had a certain type of experience where she probably had a black man that she was probably dating and he ended up on leaving
Mhm.
her for a white woman or whatever the
Mhm.
case may be, or it could have been her upbringing where her father left her mom for a white woman, But whatever the case may be, she had
Mhm.
a certain type of disdain for that. You know what I'm saying? So that became her
Right.
immediate reality.
And two, well, that like the lady in the car, all the stuff that she was naming off, we go through things, you know what I'm saying, in life. A lot of what she said, in my opinion, especially towards the end, was more of a discernment issue, more so than a black issue. Um, it's unfortunate, that she's went through those things, but at the end of the day, at least a couple of them now, we just have to use discernment. That's for men and women.
Hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. So what was your perspective about the old boy? He was talking about, this white man was not protecting this woman. I mean, well, this black man didn't protect this white. Well, this black man didn't protect this black woman from this white man. How you feel about that?
I'll tell you what, I kind of sort of have a personal little story behind that, and I'll be very brief. Years and years ago, I moved out to somewhere where there's predominantly white people. And I
Mm-hmm.
was in this store, a little small store called Quick Mart. It's kind of like a 7-Eleven. And I remember, and this was years ago, I remember standing at this counter and somebody behind me sounded like a white man, pretty sure it was, even when I heard it. He said, I remember when it wasn't this many, and he used the N word
Mm-hmm.
in this area. And when he said it, I remember I was looking at the counter and I looked straight ahead. And before I could turn around and address him, he was addressed by another man, actually more than one in that line. And they were not black men, they were white men, and they were just as offended as I was.
Mm. Interesting.
Absolutely. 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 They could have kicked his ass. Hey, so I think a lot of it, can be just the person or the upbringing. And if it's not that, maybe their own life experiences, you know, it just plays a part. And some people learn a lesson from experiences, some don't. And they, end up redoing it, like the young lady in the car we was listening to. It was like this cycle that she kept repeating, but it did it ever dawn on her, like I said, which is why I also agree with the other guy. We women got to sit back and look at ourselves too now. It's not just, what the black man did or didn't do. what are we doing? I've seen so much aggressiveness from women over the years that I don't ever recall seeing growing up as a girl.
Absolutely.
I come from a time when, women were disrespectful to men, especially out in public, and you damn sure wasn't cussing them out. So this is just a whole day and age, now that I see anyway. How we got here, I I just don't know how we as a people, how I see, and I do agree there has been just a loss of respect for the black man, but at the same time, are we really giving the black man something to respect?
Yeah,
A lot of
facts,
women
facts.
feel like they can, we can whip all these men, talking crazy, running up in their face, and all this other stuff. Do these men feel like, well, hell, she don't need no protection, I need protection from her, all the smack she talking? So I do think that women play a role in it also, not just the men.
Yeah, facts, facts. Cole Black, salute to you. Appreciate you tuning in. And Money Boy Trey, yeah, I hit you up, bro, immediately after this. All right. Now, you had mentioned something too, Miss Cindy. I want to ask you a
Mhm.
question about this. All right. Why do
Mhm.
you feel that that black women wasn't being as was being more respectable to the black men back in the day versus how the way they are now?
I think it's a time of, back then it was a more of appreciation. Back then it was mostly the man of the home who was the breadwinner. Not to say that women didn't work. My grandmother worked. She actually worked in a tomato factory.
Mm-hmm.
But the, even in that, I think the moral aspect of, he's still the king. He's still, I'm still submissive. This is my man. This is my husband. I don't care how much money I make. I don't care if I'm even making more than that. Stroke his ego. It's like, we don't let a man know, that he's worthy or worth it. And shit, I'm sorry, but things can go downhill from there. That's how I see it. It's not enough of that,
Gotcha.
of the backbone support that was going on back in the day that I see.
Gotcha. Understandable. Now, let me ask you a follow up question with that too. Now, I've been hearing a certain narrative going around stating that the reason why black women back in the day were way more submissive to the black men is because they was fearing them. How do you feel about that?
No, and again, I'm not saying that's not true completely, but then that's another matter of discernment. That's something that, I'm saying, if you're in it, you're in it until you get ready to get out of it. So but no, I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, because the reason why they say that is because they were saying that these black women back in the day they was with the black man out of convenience. Now, keep in mind back in them times, right? Women were just now um, getting their rights to normally vote, but they was getting their
Mhm.
rights independence. That also this is when the I believe in that time the second wave of the feminist movement was starting as well too. So there was living in a patriarchy system and stuff where the man was controlling everything, and if that
Mhm.
woman were to get out of that relationship, then they'll have nothing. They don't have nothing to fall back on. You know what I'm saying? So how you feel about that?
I mean, obviously, I have to agree with that to a certain degree, but I mean, there was no but. However, there was a time when we were able to go to school, we were able to get degrees, but by that time, how many women were just So I wouldn't say satisfied, but you know how a person get used to something, just accustomed to something being taken care of, or however, didn't want to go get it. Life
Hmm.
became easy. So again, there's choice in that at some point, maybe not immediate, but there is.
Gotcha. Salute, salute. Cole Black, salute, bro.
Hey, what's going on, man? How y'all doing?
I'm doing good.
Good, good. Yeah, from what I understand, a lot of it's, we kind of talking about what gender dynamics in the black community, right? As a, you know,
No, the actual topic that we're talking about is that black women feel like they're not being protected by black men, and we're trying to figure out the reason and why, and also where we're having the conversation to figure out solutions behind this.
right, right. When we get to talking about, on the macro, women of any race feeling protected by their men, um, that's a responsibility of the men, right? If we're looking at that as a responsibility of the man, responsibility also has to come with authority. And I think we just passed them days. So if you pass the days of black men on the macro level having authority over the women and children, I don't see how you can realistically expect protection.
Gotcha. And why do you feel like the modern day black men no longer have authority over the modern day black woman?
Well, I mean, it's kind of been that way for real, for real. The black community kind of works more off of matriarchal family structure type pattern. And the patriarchy and all that. That's white folks. But black men have been attached and been perceived to be beneficiaries of a patriarchy that
Hmm.
ultimately enslaved them. So that's one of the disconnects. Yeah. Um, a lot of the stuff, man. Like I said, when we talking about the dissolution of the family, this something that's is also plaguing and affecting other races of men and women in the country too. It's more of a Western culture type issue. But black people, of course, we always, we kind of we get it on steroids in a sense. Um, and
Gotcha.
you can kind of correlate the increase in divorces and the increase in the single mother homes. You can kind of peg it right around uh, late feminism, that third wave feminism, and birth control. Um, just on the statistic level, like if you really did go look at these stats, and you'll see a corollary element to it.
Gotcha, gotcha. Now you mentioned about the one the different systems, right? Patriarchal, monarchical, and stuff, right? So let me ask you this question: um, did the Africans back in Africa did they use the same patriarchal system, or did they?
There were a few matriarchal systems that come out of Africa, and Africa's huge. A lot of the more successful ones were patriarchal though.
Hmm.
As far as we talking about from a military aspect, uh, and conquest, tribes taking over other tribes and enslaving them. The ones that were successful at that part of it was more patriarchal. Um,
Okay, got you. So if that be the case, then Cold Black, then if let's say our ancestors, right, came over to this land and they already had a patriarchal system established, right, um,
mhm.
how will our patriarchal system be null and void by them come over to this new world or this new land and following this a similar patriarchal system as say
Right.
our white counterparts? How would that be not
Well,
effective
if
if it's
the
the
if the
same?
if Mouser on a slave, Mouser don't want you to have no patriarchy. If you know the patriarchy work for him, why would he want the people here he enslaving to have a patriarchal structure and increase the chances of rebellion?
Okay, gotcha. Miss Andy, you still here? That's how I didn't mean to disregard you.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
but
no. Go right ahead. I'm here. I'm listening.
yeah. I mean, even if you think of a lot of the techniques they used on back on the plantation, whipping us in front of our wives and children, and snatching them out of away from the wives and children so they can go breed with this other slave on this other plantation halfway across the country. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of elements, lot of different stuff in it, but definitely a lot of, you look at some of the old slave literature, that was something that the white people held on to as far as flipping the gender roles in the black community or amongst the slaves in order to prevent them from having a strong family structure and ultimately rebelling against being slave.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I understand your one perspective. So if that if that be the case, bro, if that be the case, on why is there a huge push now for um, preferably black men to subscribe to the same type of patriarchal system? Now we have men who part of the manosphere. We have men who part of the red pill. We have men who part of. And I did a show last night about
Right.
the men going their own way and
Well, yeah, that's
protecting
different.
young
That's
men.
different. Yeah, I got you. Now, that's different patriarchal structures. The white people ain't the only people who had a patriarchal structure. You can look across Asia. You can look across different places and corners on the world, and overwhelmingly, they seem to be the most successful. Uh, and we don't have any history of any long-standing matriarchies that have stood the test of time. Um,
Gotcha. Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, yeah, the white patriarchy ain't necessarily going to be a Nigerian patriarchy, or they may not operate the same.
Okay. Okay. Understandable. Now here, I'll go ahead, Miss Cindy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I didn't say anything, brother.
Oh, I thought Miss Cindy said something. My bad.
No, I'm listening.
Uh, now here's Cole Black and Miss Cindy. Here's the pushback on the patriarchal system, right? Now, according to the second, third, and fourth wave of the feminist movement, right? The pushback is this: they feel that the patriarchal system is misogynistic, right? Meaning that this whole entire system is a way to control the woman, preferably not only women but black women as well too, where they
Right,
don't no longer have their rights to operate as a independent black woman.
right.
Okay.
The black women were being oppressed under white patriarchy. That black men were considered the outgroup males of that white patriarchy, and the black men didn't have much power at all to oppress their women. So that's kind of like one of those things where your friend to get into it over here, and and you want to be a ride or die, and you kind of attach yourself to another person's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where we get the ain't I a woman, in the beginning of the black feminism movement,
Gotcha.
kind of
Gotcha.
branching off. And then the white feminists, their main thing was, okay, you about to let these N-words get out here and they gonna have rights and stuff, but particularly the men and the original white feminists wanted to usurp their power. They kind of wanted to, deflect that. Like, nah, how you gonna get them over us? Nah, nope. And that's kind of what led into more militant feminism
Okay.
back in the
Gotcha.
day. It
Hey,
was
hey.
it was a racial element to it, definitely.
Okay. D Truth, salute. I see you in the chat, bro. Room Shake, I see you in the chat as well. So what's up? Salute, salute, salute. And welcome everybody else as well too in the chat. If I didn't see you, salute to y'all as well too. All right. So you're saying that ultimately racism is the reason why black women feel like they're not being protected by black men.
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say that black women kind of chose to ride with that feminist wave, and again, strong and independent. Just the mere concept of being strong and independent is anti-family. It's anti-protection. I don't see how I can be independent and also have protection. How can I be independent of the army, independent of the tribe, independent of the women or the men of the tribe, and also claim it? I mean, and also have an issue with not being protected. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's a conflict. That's a cognitive dissonance that I don't think many people have addressed yet.
Yeah, yeah, and that's understandable too because instead of saying independence, it's more like codependence on each other. But the only thing about that is that we fear codependence because well, when you think about codependence, that means that you have to rely on each other. Now, here's another pushback on this as well too. Now, when you're dealing with the mental behavior part of this, right? Let's say for example, you have a man, right, who's a narcissist, and this woman is trying to be codependent on this man, right? So um, how would she be able to handle that? Handle dealing with a narcissistic man trying to be codependent of this man?
Shit, handling a narcissistic man. Are we are we presupposing the narcissistic element or something? Or like what you saying?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she's in a situation right now that she's dealing with this narcissistic man, right? This
Hmm.
narcissistic man that's on the bruiser to her physically, mentally, and spiritually. But at the same time, we're preaching about not independence, but we're preaching about codependence, right? So how would she be able to be codependent on that type of situation?
How would she be able to be codependent on what type of situation? I'm sorry, I kind of lose.
Dealing with a narcissistic man
I don't think you
that
can
she's
be.
dating or in a relationship or married with.
How can she? How can she? So you pretty much asked me how can she accept being codependent of a narcissistic man?
Yeah, if you put it that way, yeah.
I don't. I don't see how. I mean, she can be definitely if she get wrapped up in the pathology of it, she could definitely be a victim to that specific person that she's talking about.
And that's exactly what she would be.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Exactly
And
how she would be identified.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Uh, or I mean, if she went in this knowingly about this, you're not a victim. That makes you a volunteer. So we have to be
Right.
careful.
Right. I was just about to say that. I'm glad you offered that. It's important that we stay objective, you know. I'm glad that you added that piece to it too.
Yeah.
But
So yeah.
yeah, I
So
mean, just
yeah.
from
The
giving
reason.
giving the mere example you gave me.
Yeah. The
Go
reason
ahead,
why
though.
I gave that extreme example because this is what modern day black women deal with. Several modern day black women dealing with black men. Is that they end up getting into a relationship with a man who's narcissistic, have these behavioral issues, right? Um, and so they are wholeheartedly enter into this relationship with a codependence mentality, meaning that they want to
Mhm.
be there, they want to be the nurturer in everything to this man, but unfortunately, it be towards the wrong type of man, and so
Oh, so
so
you
they
pretty much trying to say that they coming in good faith, man? I gotta, I can't say that. I can't say that, brother.
or why not?
I can't say that. Yeah, if you talking about on the
I
macro,
agree.
or you talking about this specific woman that you talking about? 'Cause what is
No, no,
you say?
I'm talking about just a generalized situation. Period. Though this is situation that black women deal with. You know what I'm saying? They deal with these type of men. I'm not saying that
They
this
deal with
situation is for
narcissistic
every
men.
type of. I'm not saying
I'm
that
saying like
every.
where's the because like I said, objectivity is going you're gonna have to come up with some type of numbers that I don't know about that support your claim that there is a high percentage of narcissistic black men out
I,
here.
I
You
I
know what I'm
never.
saying? Like
Yeah,
for me,
I never said that though. I never said that it was a high percentage. I just gave you just a scenario about something that happens in everyday life.
well, you gave me a scenario about a specific person, and I said, yeah, if that's the case, yeah. But you're trying to kind of now I asked you if you wanted to, if you trying to keep it specific to that micro situation or the macro, and you just said in general, and then that's when I gave you the pushback, and then you went back to the micro.
No, I stand with what I'm saying. Stand with my stance. So what I said, I haven't changed. That would change the whole narrative.
I could be missing you. So what you saying?
What I just said.
Okay. If they, that's some cases that I've already said it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I already said that there are some cases where if he's narcissistic or whatever, she would be a victim in that situation. I mean, and now I also said that if you're talking about, well, oh, this is what women are dealing with and such, okay, yeah, they are dealing with it. On what I'm asking you, on what scale and what significance does that have to do with versus the latter?
So you're looking at this your pushback. You're looking at this from a more micro sense, saying that um, just about every black man have these type of narcissistic traits. Is that what I'm getting from you?
Right. That's kind of what I was getting from you. Is if like, hey, niggas is narcissistic out here. This is what these women dealing with, so that's why these relationships failing.
Uh,
Yeah,
but we know just by logic and reasoning that that's not true. We know that doesn't apply to every black man. Well, would you
nah,
agree to that?
we can't say every, and that's why I said the macro. We can't put everybody in the box, of course, but shit, you can definitely make a general statement if you have statistics or something strong in the back that is over what 50 to 60% of what you're saying. It don't
Hmm.
have to be all. I'll agree with you if you could show me stats where 50 to 60% of men who've been diagnosed as narcissistic. See what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. I never said that though. I never
No, no,
said
no, no,
that.
no. I'm just giving you as an example. Like, yeah,
Okay,
that's what I'm
gotcha,
saying.
gotcha. Okay. But yeah, that's the reason why I'm saying this, because this is one of the major pushback with the one modern day on black woman, and this is one of the reasons they said that they feel like they're not being protected, because they're
Yeah.
saying that these type of black men exist out there, right? And their federal brethren is not checking this dude
Mm,
and holding him
I guess.
accountable for his action and behavior towards the black woman. Now,
Just
would y'all
saying.
agree
So
to
in
that?
order for us to do that, we have to. Okay, let's take that premise.
Hmm.
Okay, now we asking them identify the men you talking about so we can get some straight. You see what I'm saying? And
Oh
then
yeah, you good, you
then
good.
you see what I'm saying? And then we get to a place where we can't really explain the demographic that they're talking about.
Okay.
So I mean, I like I say, especially in the patriarchal, like I say, you know, men in patriarchies, shotgun weddings. Oh, you ain't just finna fuck my daughter without marriage. Oh, you hit my daughter, we coming to see about you, and you might be end up in the trash can somewhere. Um, patriarchals, oh no, daughter, I'm gonna be involved in your mate selection process. Oh, hey, okay, yeah, I have authority over family, but I also have a duty to protect and provide and make sure that they're in a better place. It ain't just like I say; it's a responsibility and authority. Like you can't. More of the modern feminists are wanting men to be responsible without the authority. They're wanting to put men on this, you know, where you should do X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z, and oh me, no, I'm not gonna do what the old women used to do back in the day. I'm on some other stuff. But
Hmm.
you got to stay on the same. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like having the benefits of a patriarchy while simultaneously denouncing it.
Okay. So do you believe that the patriarchal system, the modern day patriarchal system, is beneficial for the black community?
Say, do the modern day? Are you talking
The modern day patriarchal system that's existing right now, do you believe
which
that
system
that's
is that?
beneficial
I mean,
for us
which
black
system
people?
is that? I'm trying to see which system you're talking about. I don't
There,
see the
there
modern
there's only one
patriarchal system.
patriarchal system. There may be hybrids of it, but there's only one main patriarchal system that everybody abides by.
White men don't even have a patriarchal system anymore. I think that's where we had to disconnect, brother.
How so?
Definition of patriarchy is what?
You tell me, cause I'm getting
Well,
trying to understand you.
one of the main things that distinguish a patriarchy from a matriarchy is who has control over the children.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's just a logical fact. It ain't about men running X, Y, and Z. Like I said, the responsibility accompanied with the authority. It ain't just one without the other.
Gotcha. So you're saying that the patriarchal system, or where the white patriarchal system is no longer trying to have control of the children?
I think they lost their own control, brother. Why you
What?
think there's a white manosphere exists too?
Well, explain it further, because I'm not understanding that.
Okay. Well, you got the tender years doctrine back in what, 1800s.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. I'm
your
familiar with it.
family court laws and all that definitely flipped it from being a traditional patriarchy, most definitely.
Got you. And so, how often do you see?
In a patriarchy, if you're not doing what the men say, somebody come see you. Obviously, we don't live in that world.
Wait a minute, huh?
I said in a patriarchy, if you going against that, usually people fight in patriarchy. People die. That ain't what we got going on. We got more of a egalitarian, moving toward an egalitarian type society. Um, women have more rights and more choices. I mean, I don't see how we can still expect men to do the same. You know what I'm saying? That's the conflict that a lot of feminists and a lot of people have, and pro-blacks are having. Is this conflict of we want the men to be like the old men, but we also want to change the rules for the women, and then expect things to just flow smoothly like that. I don't get it.
Oh, okay. yeah,
That was
yeah,
a,
yeah.
that
I'm
was a
trying to
mouthful.
get an understanding of what you're talking about, but a lot of things that you're saying is confusing me. But I mean,
Yeah, for sure, man. What you need clarity on, brother?
the last 5 minutes of what you're talking about, because it became confusing to me. Like one moment you was talking about the patriarchal system, then you're saying we
Right.
no longer need a patriarchal system. Now you're
I
talking about
never
we're
said I
going
never
into
said
a
we need. I never said that.
egalitarian
Hold on, hold on, hold on,
system,
hold
and
on, hold on, hold on. I'm not gonna let you just say something. Hold up. I did not say that we didn't need one. I said we don't have one. The one that people are complaining about a patriarchy that we don't have. That is my position.
okay, okay,
Right.
yeah, because now,
You were asking me about a patriarch, and I'm like, what patriarchy?
yeah, because in your original statement, you said that
I told
they
I
no
told
longer
you
needed
about
a
I told you
patriarchal
about
system.
that because they did have a patriarchy.
Oh, okay.
You know, two things can be true at the same time. Do they add clarity to what the disconnect is? They
I'm
had one. They built the country off of one.
Yeah, I agree with you that this country was built off of a patriarchal system. But my
Right.
original question that I was asking you was that do you believe that this current patriarchal system will be beneficial for the modern day black men and black women? That's my question.
Okay. I get what you're saying. So, system, yeah, that modified that. That's on me. My bad. Um, I don't think it's shown to be beneficial for us, for real, for real. Not the current system. You don't have an actual patriarchy. You may have some patriarchal tendencies that are also being revised. But then again, like I said, a patriarchy, one of the things you can determine the main differences of is who has control of the children. I don't think you touched on that part.
Yeah, because I didn't feel that that was relevant to the question that I was asking you.
It's very relevant. We talking about patriarchy, brother. I mean,
How
what?
so? How so?
How would you saying how are children and who have the authority over the children?
No, you said that, and I'm asking you how so.
Because children, we kind of they kind of belong to the state now, even though they might live in your home. You know what I'm saying? It more likely belong to the state for reasons that obviously some could be good, some could be overbearing, overstepping.
Oh,
And that's kind of what you got here, opportunistic type deal, to where these systems are being taken advantage of, and ultimately is playing out as we see it.
uh-huh. So how the state owns the children?
Because if you don't do what you're supposed to do for your children, they're gonna come get them.
Yeah, I have to disagree
Or
with
or
that.
they'll decide if you see them, or they'll decide what you feed them, or they'll decide what they learn, or they'll decide which parents spend this weekend, which parents spend that weekend. How you don't see the clear authority. You don't see that
No.
with no fault divorce. They don't none of that ring a bell.
Not this conversation that we talk about the patriarchal system.
Do you have
That's a totally
do you,
different conversation.
in a true patriarchy where you have no fault divorce?
Not a patriarchal system, but that's a different conversation. Well,
Okay.
when you're talking about the disconnect for us, like relationship wise, then that's different. But a lot of that contribute to basically at the end of the day choice based
Mm-hmm.
on different choices that people make. You don't necessarily have to deal with the system itself. The system, what you talking about, the system is only there to enforce things that we ourselves can't make a decision about.
And it
That's
also
the
it also
that's
offers
the whole
that
point
wouldn't be
about the
there.
court system. That's the whole point why we have the court system is because we as mature adults cannot make a reasonable, logical conclusion about a certain matter. So therefore, we take it up to the court system and make them decide for us on this matter.
That's the intended function.
Yep, but like I say, but that debunks your theory talking about that the state is just coming, just taking your children. That's because you're not complying with a certain type of order.
I ain't say that they take them. I said they got authority over 'em.
Okay,
I offered them being able to take them as an example of their authority, eh, to the extreme.
okay, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. So let me ask both y'all this too as well. Miss Cindy, I appreciate you being up here. Salute, salute, salute. I forgot about you.
No, you're fine.
But let me ask both y'all this question. All right, so we're being talking about um, how black women feel that they're not being protected by black men, right? So, what do y'all think would be a reasonable solution behind this matter so we could be reconnected where black women feel like they could be more protected?
I would say for the black woman to act like a woman. First off, I'm just going to put it out there. Um, it's just I've just been shocked over the years from what I see and how, you know, even, reacting to things. I mean, it's just I believe it's going to have to start with the women. Nobody's going to want to protect something or feel the need to protect something that's acting like it can whoop everybody's ass in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Women need to stay in their lane, support their men, and do what you're supposed to do.
It's the logical thing to do. I mean, yeah. I First off, you're gonna have to really get tighter on the younger generation. That's if you're asking about a solution to it or whatever. Shit, yeah, but a lot of us too far gone, man. Um, and they are starting to kind of go in some different ways. Maybe not like how, like interracial, especially against the young black with the young black men. This is Generation Z. They going crazy with it. Um, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know if it can be fixed at this point. To be honest with you, I would.
I think if anything, it would have to be lead by example at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, I do
apocalyptic type
agree.
event where
I do
it's
agree with educate the young people, but you know what? They tired of us old heads just talking. They want to see some stuff. And without them, being able to visualize it or see it, and the old saying, do as I say, not as I do. They tired of hearing the hypocrisy from a lot of us. So it's time to show and prove. I think it has to start with us too, the adults.
Yeah, and then again, to go back to what I said earlier too, y'all. We ain't the only folks dealing with this shit, man. They divorces and stuff going up like a motherfucker too. Single mother rate in the Hispanic community, in the white community, a lot of this shit. Like we keep wanting to pin this on a black man issue. Men are having a contention with long term mating. Period. The way we doing in that marriage. Period. The way we doing in that. Whenever you have 55%, close to 50% of black men not having children, every other race in America, their men have more children than the women, except for in the black community. I mean, that's screaming dire situation right there. I mean, hey, we can come up with what we think it is or whatever, but obviously these men they voting with their feet.
Yeah, so you're basically saying that there's really no solution to the matter because they're just gonna do whatever the hell they want to do in a way.
And unless you talking about what repealing the 19th and pulling a lot of shit back, cat out the bag, man. You talking about a post marriage era that we either in or approaching. Uh, to where that may have been very very instrumental in building societies um, as we know it. But as with it modern day, with social media, uh, with boots on the ground and wars and stuff being less and less likely, you kind of moving into a post-marriage society.
Mm-hmm.
Now the
Yes.
people who take the most ill from that is gonna be black people. White people catch the cold, black people get the flu or COVID-19.
Huh? What does that have to do with this?
Well, one may start off not as severe as the other, depending on the economic and social um, condition of that race. One problem may be exacerbated a lot faster than the other, and you may just see it later on down the road. Does that make sense to you, brother?
No.
It don't. What?
No,
Hey,
I
hey,
have
hey,
absolutely no idea what you're
man, man,
talking about because
man,
you're
man,
correlating a
man,
virus
man,
with the
that's
conversation.
ma'am, that's on the panel. Can you kind of get where I'm going at with that?
Not really.
Not really. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I
so,
kind of
so,
got lost and zoned out, if I'm gonna be honest.
right. Okay. Cool. That's cool. I'll explain it. Uh, well, let's say, take for example, birth control. Or let's take for example, abortion. White women, boom, and that's a problem in their community. But black women or our community, being a minority, accounting for the majority of abortions. White people caught the cold; they got a cold, and we got the flu. We have a tendency to have stuff exacerbated in our community based on the already fucked up conditions of the community. Y'all not understanding that?
No.
It don't make sense.
So are you saying ge- geographically where black people are they're more prone to, like, just like some of the factories that are still around? the areas that they're in. Is that kind of what you're talking about? That's making the black people more vulnerable?
I thought y'all were missing me. Now I'm missing y'all now.
Okay, well,
Okay.
I'm gonna mute back up and
Hey,
listen.
out
I'm gonna
there,
try not to
I
zone
use
back out.
code in COVID-19 because one can be more serious than the other. Correct. I'm gonna walk out through. Correct or not?
You saying the
One can be
normal?
more serious than the other. Correct or not?
You talking about COVID versus a cold or common
Yeah.
cold?
Yeah.
Both of them could be severe or
Right.
life
Right.
threatening.
Right. But which one is more likely to have just by example for example purposes? You see where I'm going?
No.
Okay. You got it, bro.
Yep. Because they like say both of them could
I'm just
be
talking.
just as yeah, both of them could be just as severe, bro. A person who have underlying illnesses, they could want to die from a common cold.
Right. Okay. A cut and a gash. One is already open and it is already an open wound and can get infected earlier than the fresh cut. The fresh cut being the divorces starting to increase in the white community versus the already open wound of the black community.
Oh, I'm listening.
All I
I'm
have to
listening.
say, okay, go ahead.
You see what I'm saying?
No,
Like
no,
that's the
go ahead,
simple
Miss Cindy.
concept, y'all. Come on, man. Y'all can't. Oh, okay. All right. You got it, brother.
No, just like I say, I don't mean it in in a disrespectful way that I'm saying that I'm not understanding where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
I just want you to be able to explain yourself where we were like, oh, okay,
Right.
I understand. But so far, you're saying certain things that first of all, it's not going with the conversation that we're talking about. It don't
Mhm.
correlate to what we're talking about at all, period. And then you try to use it as either an example of a metaphor, and it still doesn't go with what we're talking about with this conversation,
Okay.
respectfully.
Okay.
You said that so eloquently.
But now you still got to, brother. Like I say,
We still
like I say,
listening.
I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm attacking you or anything like that. I just want you to explain yourself in a way where we
We got
understand where you're coming from. You don't have to use metaphors and nothing like that. Just be direct with your response so we can understand what you're saying.
okay.
That's all I'm saying.
When the white community divorce rate goes up, and you look at the black communities, was already up, and
Hmm.
it goes up even more. Of course, the problem that already existed in the black community can be exacerbated by environmental factors, i.e., family court, family laws, and this structure that you know what I'm saying people may say is a patriarchy, but operates the total opposite of patriarchy.
Okay, gotcha. So that goes back to what Miss Angie just said to you when she was getting an understanding earlier.
Yeah, as far as geographic and location and the Potomac. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, Western culture. Yeah,
Okay. And so what?
Canada, the same issue going in the UK with black people. It ain't just you know what I'm saying? It ain't just same thing going in the UK with white people. It ain't just a black people issue. Was my main point.
Mhm.
I mean,
So this goes back to my question again. What do you think would be the solution behind this since you realize that this is a problem?
you said you said what would be the solution to it?
Yeah, what would be the solution since you realize that this
I
is
think
obvious a
solution is
problem?
just coming up with a new social contract instead of trying to make one side adhere to the old and one side not adhere to the old. Now that would have to include something that's conducive for family structure, of course, if that's what we all want. And they have to have some things that would bring both sides to be willing to come to the table. Um, but yeah, what we got going on now, obviously the men voting with their feet, and it's causing frustration, definitely amongst the feminists.
Voting with their feet. Well, what do you mean by that?
The numbers are showing that the men aren't interested in playing in the system on a large scale like they have been.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. You have anything on that, Miss Cindy?
No, just nothing further. Like I said, I think we have to show improve. I do think it's up to the older generation to not just say which, how things should be done. We need to show that it works our way. We can't be out here, doing or living a certain way, or, perceiving, a certain way, and then expect these young people, to care or even want to make a change. They have to understand that it's wrong first, and that comes from us.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. That comes from us. That, in other words, they have to start with an eternal change, meaning that we have to change our
Correct.
behavior. We have to change our mindset. You know,
Right.
and I believe that if we do that, if we realize what you just said, we realize the error of our ways, that we could work towards creating a better future, not only for us but for our
Exactly.
children as well too.
Definitely,
Exactly.
definitely, definitely. But again, that's gonna be the challenge. That's the challenge, and that's kind of where a lot of these different podcasts and stuff coming from. Um, trying to challenge the narrative and and make one side see what the fuck is going on and see, but I mean, I don't see how you move forward without making black men. If we talking about the black men, I don't see how you move forward without prioritizing the boys and the men. I just don't
Hmm.
see it because ultimately we come back to this spot right here where we talking about where we need the men to do X, Y, and Z.
Hmm.
I mean, if you're not prioritizing the boys and eventually the men and prioritize, okay, I don't want to sit here. I got two sons. They're in their sleep now. We come home from school. We doing homework. We get done with homework. We going on football practice. We do that for say 20 years, 18 years. Get him in a position. I want to feel confident that he ain't gonna get fucked over. He want to feel confident that he ain't gonna get fucked over. I mean, a lot of men are checking out of that wheel, that slaughterhouse, that system.
Yeah.
Obviously,
But that's but just with everything you're saying right there, that you raising your son stuff, right, that deals with you being a parent, um educating them and teaching them. You're
right.
being you're showing them a certain way, a certain narrative. Like, um let's say, hypothetically speaking, that you're teaching your sons that all black women is shit, and you don't need to date a black woman. Do you know what's going to be the end result behind that? Is that ultimately they're going to mimic everything that you taught them, and they're going to think black woman is a shit, and they're going to not want to date black women. Would you agree to that?
I would agree with that.
Just as the same as you teach them that, hey, black black woman isn't they isn't shit, right, but they are, they're there to help you. They're here to help nurture you. They're here to
Mhm.
help birth out of, certain gifts and aspiration out of you. They're here to
Mhm.
support you and all this stuff, right? If you teach them that, then that will help the situation as well too. Would you
You
agree?
think I think it depends. It depends. You have to be selective on that. I had to
Hold on,
tell
bro.
him, hold on,
Hold on, bro.
hold on,
You
hold on.
just
I would have, look. This is my position. I would have to tell him that the majority of them you're probably not gonna be able to do anything long term with, given the situations and the transgressions of the men and the women of the generations before you. On a logical level, I would tell them that. And I would tell them that, yes, there are some women out here, some black women out here that can nurture and be loyal, be good company, a good mother, and all that. Yeah. But I'm not gonna feed him lies and then he get out here and see something different. And he like, nah, hell nah, my dad set me up for failure. So it's a little nuance to that, my brother. It's a little nuance to that.
But what I'm not understanding is that when I gave you the first example, you're like, yes, yes, yes.
What?
But when I
I
gave
said,
you the second
no.
example, you kind of
Said that
gave pushback on
bad.
that.
Your first example was if I told them that woman ain't shit, then that would be bad. And I said yes, that
Hmm.
would be bad. Yes, I. What are you saying? What are you talking about?
You asked me what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You didn't understand what I
you
just
pretty
said.
much saying that. Yeah, I did say that. I said that if they go out here with that mentality, or if I was to teach them that, like you were trying to frame it to be, if that was something I would teach them, then yeah, that would be wrong. And then you gave me the other extreme and said that would be okay. And I said, no, that would be wrong too. It would have to be some nuance in the middle ground on it, brother.
No. The
I,
second example wasn't nothing extreme. That was very
me, it
basic.
was. To me, it was. That's what I'm telling you.
But but in that situation, you're pretty much is discrediting the black woman, meaning that you have a certain
I'm
meaning that you have a certain issue with the black woman.
numbers. Based off of numbers,
No,
I feel like
it
that.
don't matter about numbers or statistics. It matters about you personally.
It
This is
matters
something
about what I.
personally
You
about you.
asked me what I would tell my son, bro, and you
Hmm.
can't tell me what the fuck I would tell my son. I'm telling you what I would tell him.
Hmm.
I don't. You can disagree with that or what, but I'm being honest with
Yeah,
you, bro.
that's what I'm saying. I'm disagreeing with what you said because one situation you gave a high five on it. The other
I
situation you
did
like,
not.
no, heck no,
Okay, let's stop there, bro. Let's evaluate what you just said. What did I give a high five on?
You tell me.
No, hell no. You just made it come out. You let it come out your mouth, brother. I'm asking you what you said. What you talking about?
And you
You said
tell
I
me.
gave a high five. Which situation did I give a high five to?
You tell me, brother.
Articulate.
You tell me. Because
Articulate that point. No,
I
you have
I
to
just did.
articulate that point. That's
I just
it would
did,
be
brother.
fair and it would be respectful to do that, brother.
I did. I
What
did.
what
You tell
part
me.
did I high five?
May
You
I
tell
ask
me.
a question?
Oh, go ahead.
Don't
Sorry.
save him. I'm just asking him respectfully. What part
What
did I
was it?
high five that you said?
Oh, go ahead, Miss Cindy.
What was it that you
Oh,
said?
hell no. Hell no.
Mm,
That man
Hey,
me
hey,
two
hey,
Oh
hey,
my
different
brother.
God.
questions, and then
Let
I
me
have to
Cindy talk,
acknowledge to
brother.
be
Hold up.
difficult. I
Yeah, let me
asked him,
Cindy talk.
he just said something. He made a claim. And all I'm doing is asking him to sustain his.
All right, go ahead, Miss Cindy.
You know what? My question was for him. He's a little riled up, so I'll go ahead and let you men talk.
Okay.
That's crazy. How you ask me a question? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. All I'm doing is asking you to sustain what you said.
No, I know exactly what I'm saying to you, right? But it's the whole point that you trying to make me repeat or rebuttal back what I'm saying, and
You
it's
said
getting
that I gave a
confusing.
high five to a situation. I'm telling you, no, I didn't. And then, and if that's still your position, that I gave a high five to if I told them, you asked me a question. If I told them, black women ain't shit, such, would that be a bad thing? I said yes, that would be a bad thing. How is
Hmm.
that high fiving, my brother? Answer that for me.
You talking about with that particular situation or the other question that I
That's
asked
what
you?
we was talking about, brother. How did I high five that?
No, you was sitting up here champion high five and the other question that I asked you. I had asked you this. I said, well, if that be the case then, right? Um well what about the black woman? Now to be honest with you, you made me forget what I asked now.
I
Went
did, and I said that
all left.
I would tell him that there are some women, black women out here that can fulfill what he needs. And I would tell him about, but I also tell him that the majority is probably not the majority. Again, the majority, not all. The majority is probably not gonna be able to do that for you. And then you talking about I'm high fiving it, and I just told you what I have to tell my son. What
Okay, can I ask you a question on
what
that
makes you
fact?
what makes you think I want to live in the community? That's something I
Can,
got to tell my son.
excuse me, can I ask you a question?
That's the
Being
assumption
that,
that you're making. Like,
hello? Being that you're able to give your son some type of percentage on the black woman, and I do understand where you're coming from, but I just want to know, do you go down the line with the percentages of what may not happen with the white woman, the Asian woman, Hispanic, Latina, or is it just the black woman that you're so specific with?
I would tell him that I don't see another track record with another. I don't see actions. I don't see objective data that points to my son not messing with them women.
Okay.
Right. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm taking the emotion
No,
out of it. Don't try to drag me into
you
an emotional
obviously
space.
don't watch the news. And a lot
I'm
of these
just gonna
white,
answer the question logically.
you ain't seen OJ Simpson. You better go back and watch it. I mean,
And then
they're, you
we
know.
go to an anecdotal celebrity example.
I'm just saying you have the
It was
right.
better off for
I just
him.
wanted to
It
know
was
if
better
you
off
gave
the other
him
gentleman
any
on the
type of
panel saying
percentages
that he was
on
trying
any
to. He was a
other
little bit
race
more
other
articulate.
than the black woman. So you're telling me you actually went and looked up for the Latina, the Hispanic, the white woman, the Indian, all this stuff and laid it all across the board, or you just told him that the majority of the black women, you know, you're not going to be able to get this from. I'm just asking.
Oh, I wouldn't leave him blind to dealing with no one. White people catch the cold, black people get the flu. You gonna feel me by the end of the stream. You will,
I doubt it.
and that's fine too. But yeah, if you gonna ask me what I'm gonna tell my son, yeah, that's what I'm gonna tell my son. You got damn right.
Okay,
You could
gotcha.
take it to the extreme is, oh, he telling them not to fuck with black women, which is not what I said. And you can
That's
run
not
with
what
whatever you wanted to run with.
I
Period.
I
I don't
don't
know
feel
how
that way.
I don't know
I
how you want me to
understand
answer the question.
exactly what you said, and I didn't hear you to say that. So I would hope that wasn't directed at me, because nor did I. I don't care what you tell your sons. You're in a place where I have already walked. My kids are in their 30s. I don't care what you tell your kids. You understand? So I wasn't going there with you. So please don't go there with me. I was just asking just a simple question, which
But
was it just a black woman?
the assumption is, oh, well, you're gonna give this nasty rhetoric to your children. I mean,
That never was the
or
assumption, sir.
then you
That's
tried
that's
to
the
hold on, and you also tried to allude to that I would tell him that the white man's ice is colder and go fuck with another because they just that much greater. Like
yeah that
the assumptions alone are disrespectful, and then I'm supposed to also, like, man, come on, man, come on.
yeah that but that never was the assumption. First of all, the second of
Nor was
all,
that my intent, sir,
mhm.
to have you feel disrespected in any kind of way, especially regarding how you raised your kids. I have nothing to say good or bad about that. It was honestly just a question. I wasn't trying to allude to anything, but it did cross my mind because you said it more than once.
Well, you even
Exactly.
gave an example about OJ, which
Well, because
confirms to
you,
me that you were trying to allude to something.
because you're
So let's
saying that,
cut the bull. Let's cut it.
uh,
If you're gonna stand on it,
okay,
just
are
stand
you going
on
to
it.
let me speak? I'll tell you why I brought up OJ, because you said that you saw nothing statistically regarding white women or anything else.
So what statistically can I learn from one OJ man?
It's more than one. Obviously, you haven't studied that, but you studied on the black woman, which is fine. I mean, I kind of ain't mad at you. You have a right to study on the nationality that you are. So I'm not throwing darts at you
Then
for doing that.
again, you've
You
assumed
have a
that I
right
have.
to do that.
Again,
My
you're
thing
assuming
was
again. Your whole
You know
argument
what?
assuming your whole argument
There
is
Hey,
is
have,
no
assuming that
hey,
I know
have,
I
argument
know
because
no.
I don't
Your
argue with
whole
hey,
men.
bro,
You
argument
have
you
a
got,
right
assuming
to
that
your
I don't
opinion,
know any
sir.
facts
hey, you
about
gotta let
them.
her, talk, bro. Let her finish her point,
I'm saying I don't want her to
Oh,
go
I'm
into
bro,
done
bro,
with it.
bro.
He can
clear
have
it
it.
for her. If I can clear it up for her, I'm telling you that you also still assuming that I don't take into consideration what other people can do or statistically have done. When you go look for these stats or you see a lot of stats, they also have other races there too. The assumption was, oh, you only saw black women stats. Is that correct or not, man?
The point that I was trying to make, sir, is
We didn't.
whatever. Listen, don't ask me something, and then when I go to ask
But you
to
didn't
answer the
answer
question,
it. I said, was it
okay,
correct?
Sir, you gotta let her
listen,
finish her point.
you
You gotta
have
let her finish her
no
point.
you have no discipline, you have no self-control, you have no restraint, and you telling me you raising two boys and you can't even
Just have
to
low
let a woman
tolerance. Just
respond to
have
a
low
question
tolerance.
that you answer.
Have a low
I'm
tolerance.
done talking to you.
Appreciate you.
All right. So once again, we was asking the question, what would be solutions behind um, the black woman not feeling protected? What can we do as men to make the black woman feel like that they are protected?
Listen, listen, listen. That would be number one, and that's coming from a black woman. A lot of black men do not listen. They think they know it all. They think they know what a woman is going to say before it comes out of their mouth. Listen, every woman is not the same, and I'm sure we all know that. So there's no way that anybody can speak for me or try to lead my answer on. I am an individual.
And in fact, I have to agree with that. I have to agree with that because not every woman is the same. It's based on the situation, so that people deal with, and that's
Why is that? I
with
got a question,
relationships with
man.
period.
Why is that always the go to? Not all are like that, or not. I'm not like that. Why is that
Be,
always
because that is an
knee jerk?
actual because that's an actual first statement. Because not all of us are the same. We all been dealing with different upbringings. Every
Right,
last one of us.
but my thing is we having an intelligent conversation. Do I have every time? Does every statement have to end with not all in order for that not to be said?
Yeah, if we having a intelligent conversation, because
And
within
is
this
that if you think that's
within within this conversation, we do make generalized statements. So we have to clarify to make sure that it's not generalized based on everyone. We can't say everyone behaves the same exact way because that is just not true.
definitely? I mean, if I say black men like hip hop, do I have to also feel it well? Not all, like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, because not all black men like hip
we
hop. Because
we
some
been
black
decent,
men like country, some black men like
right?
heavy metal. That's why we
Right.
have
But
to make that clarification.
it's the general statement true.
It's based on one's perspective.
It's you know what I'm saying. It's based on one perspective. But
Yeah, it's based on
if we
one's
poll, okay,
perspective.
that's true. I give you that. And let's say we polled American. Let's say it came up, 65% of black men enjoy listening to hip hop.
Hmm.
Now is that still just my opinion, or you see what I'm saying?
That's still your opinion.
It's still my opinion, right? Okay, so we definitely not having a conversation rooted in facts and objectivity at all. Can't be.
Yeah, because that's based on an opinion. Even
Right.
if people use stats and stuff, stats is not necessary facts. You do understand that, right? Facts is based on theory. You do understand that, right?
Right. But
So
we
so
can
meaning
definitely
so so
develop a
meaning that
predictive.
stats is not facts. Okay, it's not true.
We can definitely form a predictive framework around numbers. and objectivity, data.
Yeah, but
We
but
we
um
we
but
tend to kind of
predictive
cherry
means
pick
probably.
which data we want to use and which data we don't want to use.
But predictive
So
means probability, brother, and
right.
probability is not facts.
Right, but you also made it kind of alluded to a statement earlier about the narcissism thing, and then when I kind of pushed back, I'm like, well, I would agree with you
Hmm.
if you could show me something, studies or something that can kind of support that argument, right? Because
You haven't
if
showed
not,
any
then we just
studies
kind of
to
talking. It.
support
If
your
not, then we just kind of
argument.
talking about opinion. I'm just using his same. I'm just using the same logic. That's all.
No, no,
As
no, you.
did I.
No, you're not. What you're doing, you're using what is known as reverse psychology to try to prove your statement, but it's not working because
Hmm.
your statement is not facts or what you're saying. I could easily go into the Pure Research Center and show you stats if they'll make you feel better. But I believe that in this conversation, um, stats is not going to prove anything because just like I said in the beginning, sir, that stats is not facts. All it is based on study and theory.
Okay. We can definitely, like I said, we could definitely develop a predictive framework based on certain stats,
Hmm.
statistics, and combined with anecdotal experiences too.
Hmm. With
We
which
could
that
so it pretty much
which that
saying
end
that we
up being
can't we can't just leave
probability.
one thing out.
Yeah, which that end up being probability, and you know that probability is not even facts, right?
Okay, but so probability is not the fact that something actually happened. It's just the likelihood, right?
Yeah, it's the likelihood or the assumption that it could possibly happen.
Okay,
You're correct.
all right. So the likelihood of something happening isn't valid.
Are you trolling, sir?
Yeah, he is. And I'm just trolling him back.
Right, right. I'm saying so the likelihood of something happening isn't a valid position to take. That's a
Okay, well,
fair
I'm gonna
question.
get down. Excuse me, I would like to excuse myself politely. I'm gonna get down,
Okay.
since you're obviously
You have a
done with.
good
I'm
night,
not
man.
talking to you. I'm not talking to
Hey
you. You need
man,
to go
try
put
that
some
shit with
kids
your
in the
nigga.
bed. Listen, I don't deal with niggas, all right? Let's get that
Have
straight.
have
That's
you
your
said,
problem.
Miss
That's your
Cindy?
problem. You think all black women deal with niggas.
Try
There
that
you go
shit
with
with
one of
your
your
nigga,
sisters.
your
Okay,
man, or
look,
whatever. I
I
ain't
don't,
young.
okay, no.
You'll do better off
I'm
just
not
getting off
talking
and
to
having a
you.
good
I'm
night,
not
man.
talking to you.
Appreciate you.
I'm
Yeah.
not talking to you. I'm talking to the host. Can you please be quiet and be respectful?
But yeah, Miss Cindy, hey, I appreciate you coming up and
Yeah. I
yeah.
didn't mind you guys talking. I just, the topic is over with. I had long men home, so I was just gonna, unwind and get myself together. That's all. Um, but Lord, the disrespect. So the question that you're asking, this is a prime example of what I'm saying. We have to show and prove. This is
Mhm.
not what it does. And for him to sit up here, and I hope he's still listening. I was not trying to disrespect him on what he tells his kids. I don't care what he tells his kids. It's not any of my business. But I just wanted to know whatever downfalls or mishaps he's telling his children about the black women, does he understand that I'm sure that some of those same traits lie in every other nationality? So I don't think it was so much of a race factor he should have been discussing. It was more of a character,
Mhm.
thing, and what type of woman to look for more so than race. That was all that I was getting around to. So why he became so confrontational, as if, because I'm a woman, I'm not supposed to speak, you know, how dare I come off mute? I sat here respectively. I don't mind letting men talk. I actually enjoy listening to men have a conversations. Always have. Even when I was a kid, I would just love to hear men talk. I don't know why. So I don't have a problem, muting up and just listening. But the blatant disrespect to a total stranger um, should never be acceptable. And I want to thank you for standing up for me tonight as a black man for a black woman on this panel. I appreciate you and I thank you so very much.
Oh yeah, salute, salute, salute. Because I believe that also we have to want to lead by example as well too. And another thing too, Miss Cindy, I see you being submissive there. You lead it by example, showing your federal sisters to be submissive in a conversation.
Yes, yes. Just close your mouth, find your lane. You're not, be seen, unheard. That kind of thing. But in this day and age, a lot of women have such a problem with that. It's like a burning fire. Oh, I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna be heard. I'm gonna be heard right now. You know, it ain't. It don't have to be. It's not time for that 24/7. We have to know our lane as women. Let the man lead. Let him do his thing. Everybody can't wear the goddamn pants. And I think that's a big issue. But again, it's going to have to start with us as individuals and showing, not just talking and saying what should be done. And if we are telling people or trying to train our kids, make sure that you're giving them factual stuff, not just your pathetic ass past history with women your ass chose and it didn't work out with. That's not
Hmm.
fair to the child.
And you brought up a really really valid point, and I believe this is the reason why the modern day men and women is in the situation that they're in right now. They use their past traumatic experiences dealing with relationships, and they
Mm-hmm.
end up incorporating it with their children and say like,
Right.
"Hey, girl, you better not get that type of man because these men gonna do X, Y, Z to you. You need to do this and do that. You need to be about your bag. You need to chase the bag. You need to do this. You need to
Mm-hmm.
do that." Then likewise, the men are teaching their sons the same as that thing. You know what I'm saying? Forget
Mm-hmm.
these women, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not solving the situation at all.
Right, right. Like I said, I just really, my point was, I don't think it was so much of a race, the majority of a black woman, you're not going to get this from. I mean, that can be any race. So why not just go for character? Talk to your kids about that. What type of woman, what type of man he needs to be to get this type of woman. You see, because the type of woman that he's going to be describing to his kids, you know, that ain't gonna be some old willy-nilly. But in order to get that woman, you're gonna have to be at a certain place in your life too. So you're starting from there and structure him up if that's what you want to do. But that was my only point. It is what it is.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Salute to that, and much respect as well too.
Thank
Uh,
you so much for having me up here.
you're welcome. I'm telling you, this is my first time ever having Miss India up here on my panel. I am
Oh,
so
you know
privileged.
what? You know what? I've been on YouTube like everybody, like most people, since about 2017. I can count on one hand how many panels I've been on in all these years. I typically do not get on panels. I really don't know why. Probably because I have my own. But when I saw your post today, I just, it just really did something for me because, like I said, I just had this conversation earlier. It was kind of a back and forth thing. So, but again, I think we saw tonight examples of why we are, the way that we are, mostly as a Black people. There's no, understanding, just defensive, always ready, just disrespectful, disrespectful. So, no, as a Black woman, I do not feel protected. But I did tonight by you. I guess the TikTok that you just showed when the lady said that she called the police because the man shouted in her face and all this dramatic stuff.
Hmm.
I guess I almost kind of felt like her. I don't want to call no police or nothing, but I can kind of dig what she's saying. Yeah, I felt hollered at. I felt disrespected. Did I feel like I needed protection? Well, me personally, no, because I'm over the internet. Now she was standing there face to face with somebody. Did she feel physically threatened? I mean, I don't know how close up on her he was, when he did this or however. Was he still talking? I don't know. I don't know any of that. But if she felt like she needed the police there, I would have thought that she would at least been sitting in her car with the doors locked, waiting on the police if she was in here and all these different PTSDs and everything else that she listed off. It sounded like she shouldn't have been out her damn house in the first place. But if she was that afraid, she should have been in her car with the doors locked, waiting on the police. That's my insight on that.
Yeah, absolutely, and I agree with that. I agree with that perspective. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
and that's reiterating too is that that's the whole point of this show is to display to black women that there are actually real well, not real, but there are actually black men out there who really do desire to protect black women, but at the same time we're not going to try to protect you if you're out there being ignorant, you know what I'm saying, or you're the
Right,
one who's causing the situation to happen in the first place.
right, 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 right. Absolutely. I agree 1000%. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, because I'm not going to give my life over a person that I don't know and she tripping, acting, and then they're looking towards me. Well, why you didn't do that? Because you're the one who's acting a fool,
Mhm.
and you deserve
Mhm.
what's coming to you because you put yourself in that space.
Mhm. Mhm. Right. And like you said, especially when there has been a pattern of such. It's like
Hmm.
I do this time. I mean, so what's going to happen next time? I'm supposed to do the same thing because it's going to be a next time. You know what I'm saying? So I get what you understand. I get what you're saying.
Yep.
So,
But yeah,
but okay.
but be honest, Miss Andy. When I put that
Mhm.
community post, it triggered you. Did it trigger?
It did because when I tell you I just had that conversation, it wasn't even within 30 minutes. And so when I said just, I mean just, and I just happened because I haven't been on YouTube for a couple of days. So I'm just scrolling, catching up on stuff. I just happened to see this. I was like, oh my God, no, he did not post this. So, but yeah, but I had no idea it was gonna go this way, especially with the guest that was here. I was really trying to keep up. I got lost and zoned out, a couple of times. By the time I zoned back in, it was and it was just a lot going on. So I kind of, like I said, just sit back, stay muted, let the men at you took full control as you should have. You did an excellent job, and
Hmm.
congratulations.
Yeah, and even with that situation too, one I do want to bring this up that everything that happened tonight was meant to happen the way that it needed to happen. You know what I'm saying? And it was all based on, different choices and different decisions, especially with me. You know what I'm saying? So who am I to have a live talking about do black women feel protected? And here's a exact situation where a black woman
Hmm.
needs to be protected and I don't
Hmm.
exercise that.
Hmm. And
That was the challenge right
mhm.
there, you know what I'm saying, for me personally as being a black man. And to demonstrate that we are out here.
For me, the funny thing about it is it didn't even dawn on me that you actually did that until like it had happened. Like in the moment, I didn't catch it, and I guess I was, maybe I am one of those women. I didn't wait for you to say anything in my mind. I sat there, as a lady, as I thought, for as long as I was going to, sit there. And when I chose to speak, I just didn't expect to be interrupted. So when I felt disrespected, I went on and said what I needed to say. It didn't even dawn on me till after the fact. I'm like, man, it was kind of replaying. I'm like, okay, but this is exactly the topic. Well, this is what we were talking about. Is there
Uh-oh, you still there? I think Miss Indy has left the building. Or she may muted herself. I don't know. You still there, Miss Indy? Still there? But yeah, I think Miss Indy is gone now. Yeah, she's gone. She's gone, y'all. Well, switch back to me. All right. Now I'm back, y'all. Well, just like I say, y'all, once again, I appreciate Miss Cindy for coming up on the panel too. Then I actually appreciate Cole Black for coming up here on the panel as well to expressing his perspective, even though his perspective led to a little bit of trolling, but that's fine. Just like I say, I let people rock out on my own panels as long as they're being respectable to people. But when it start getting disrespectful, when it start getting to the point of cyberbullying, and we start veering off veering from the topic, then that's when I have to exercise me as being a host. All right, and I hope that on tonight's show that I gave y'all a clear example how the way the host's supposed to orchestrate their show. All right. Let people know that, hey, this is what we're talking about. We're sticking to this particular thing. Now, some things I'll just let you rock out on because you want to express yourself. That's fine. But we get to the point of cyberbullying, immediate dismissal right then and there. Zero tolerance. Okay. So, once again, thank you so much, Miss Cindy, for coming up on Cold Black. Salute to you as well for coming up too. And each and every last one of y'all, thank y'all so much for rocking with me this long and this late for this show. Thank y'all so much. Don't forget to like this live, and if you're able to share it out, by all means share it out. You know what I'm saying? By all means share it out. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, y'all, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. And like always, y'all continue to fight fate with faith. And I'll see y'all again on the next episode. Peace out, everybody. And y'all have a good, safe, blessed night.
I don't care how long it take to get an op back. All my niggas outside, steak, bitch, we out back.